Hello, friends. Welcome back to Saturday Evenings Posted Mostly Presents with me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308. And we have no scheduled co-hosts today, so it is gonna be chaos. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna talk about. I have a few things that I might talk about, but I don't know. But first, let's start with today's ad read. Today's pre-rolls, brought to you by The Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, 105 West Main Street, up on the downtown mall above the bricks, Suite 200, a great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds, eh, bud? And the only thing better than their bud is their customer service. Also, they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personally highly biased research, by which I mean I was incredibly high when I did my personal research. A note of, you can also find them on Instagram at The Hidden Leaf, where you can also find our other two sponsors, Firehouse Organics, spelled with a Z, findable at Firehouse Organics, spelled with a Z, on Instagram. You can also find our other sponsor, Kush Gang Snacks, and I'm wearing my Kush Gang Snacks t-shirt today. You can tell it's chaos because I'm not in my usual costume. I did manage to get my regular face paint on, but otherwise... but I'm wearing my Kush Gang Snacks t-shirt today. So, and you can find them on Instagram, at KG Snacks 434. And because it is an alternating Saturday, I do have some Kush Gang fun for the day. Although, we decided not to go with a full breakfast with the Kush Gang today because I really don't need to be putting that much sugar into my system right now, considering that tomorrow we are gonna go to the Highland County Maple Festival. And there will be lots of sugar, maple sugar involved. But for today, I've got 2 bottles of drip. That being said, we may be streaming live a little bit from the Maple Festival. Maybe. We may not be. I can't guarantee anything. But there will be another video up on YouTube about the Maple Festival. This will be the 3rd year in a row we cover it and put a video up about it. So, there's that. That new flavor of drip is perfect. It is not, it's not so strong that it gives me that weird little kick from the extra flavor. I can just go ahead and drink it as is. Oh, we may be joined in chat a little later on by Head Not Right in VC. No guarantee. So, a note of disclaimer, of course, we will probably be expressing political opinions on the show today. Those opinions belong to myself, the expresser of the opinion, the channel, and or the parent company, but do not necessarily belong to any of our advertisers, including Hidden Leaf, Firehouse, spelled with a Z, Organics, and Kush Gang Snacks. Those are businesses, and we do not speak for them. I think there we go. That's the ad read. Let's get this second bottle of drip down, and in about 15-20 minutes, I'll be goofy. So if anybody out there in viewerland has anything they want to talk about, feel free to bring it up. Now, of course, you know, the main thing that's been dominating the news this week really has been the not a war in Iran and the accidental, we'll call them, war crimes that the U.S. has been committing. You know, the more information that comes out about the bombing of the school, the more it looks like it was a U.S. missile. It looks like. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was a U.S. missile. It was Tomahawk. And the U.S. is the only party using Tomahawk missiles in that conflict. Now it's also looking like that school had been about a decade ago had been part of a military installation. It wasn't a school. And the hospital nearby wasn't a hospital. It was also a part of that military installation. So when they had ChatGPT or Anthropic or whoever choosing targets, and then the human who was supposed to be checking that was rubber stamping them, it's my guess that no one double-checked the intelligence to see if what they had thought was a viable military target really was. I'm giving the military a lot of latitude here that I don't necessarily think they deserve, because I think using AI to choose your targets is bad. And I think using AI to choose your targets and then not double checking it is double bad. Just not cool. So I do feel like this is sort of this level of lack of attention and care is the word I want to say endemic, but I don't think that's the word I want it to be. It's this shows us what's going on in the... Hey, Maddie. Yeah, no, F them all. That's their one job. Right. Good to see you, Maddie Holmes. Thanks for being here. The real world star who was on Fix Weekends was not a good pick. Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly, Darth Dragonis. I feel like this is very much the... this shows us the lack of care that's going into this war. Fox, sorry. I mean, yeah, Fox, not Real World. Real World... I watched the first 2 seasons of Real World. I did. I remember them, and I remember almost liking them and being completely sucked into them. And then by the second season, I was like, oh, I don't necessarily like what this is going to do to TV. This is getting a little too contrived and dangerous. But yeah, this is really, I feel like there's just no care no attention that's going into this war. It's all just based on feels. It's all based on vibes. And that's becoming apparent in how they're talking about ending this conflict. They could just leave whenever they want. I mean, it also sounds like an addict talking about trying to stop whatever they're addicted to. I quit war whenever I want, man. Yeah, man. I don't need the war, but man, you got just a little kinetic conflict to hold me over, brah. I mean, that's to an addict, that's what their behavior sounds like. You know? To someone who's been there, I hear that in what they're in the messaging they're putting out. But you know, if they do just stop bombing and pull out and no boots on the ground and nothing else, what's gonna happen? Like, the new supreme leader, I can't remember his name. He is Khomeini. He's the son of the Ayatollah. Ayatollah, by the way, is a religious station, not a political one. It's I think the highest position in the church, in their church. And the son is not an Ayatollah, he's just a high-ranking cleric. But in that first couple of bombing runs, the one where we killed the Ayatollah, we also killed the new supreme leader's wife and kids, and we injured him. We killed his father, his wife, his kids, and we hurt him. Like, you think he's gonna be a little angry? This is the kind of stuff that causes decades, centuries-long conflicts between societies, between families, between people. Like, this is... I get why dude's angry. I'd be angry too. I get why dude's like, let's go to war angry. I'd be there too. So I don't think we can just stop bombing and have the conflict go away. If nothing else, Iran is just gonna keep bombing their neighbors, and go back to the tactics that worked for them in the 80s, as they also then work their way to nuclear capabilities. I'm not gonna say that I have any desire to see the current regime stay in power in Iran. I don't. I'd like to see them go away. I'd like to see Iran be free, the people of Iran be free to make their own decisions. But also, I don't see that happening. And what we've done is just kicked a hornet's nest really hard while wearing a beekeeper's suit, basically. It's not a good look. I also think that we're about to go boots on the ground there. I really do. Because I feel like these people, our current U.S. regime wants conflict, wants war. I mean, I remember when the GOP was the party of war. I remember when they were the ones who wanted the fights. And when they did this bout face, I was very confused. When they did this bout face in 2016, I was very confused about, like, okay, I thought they... What do you mean, end the forever war? I thought that's what was keeping them in power. I mean, obviously it wasn't keeping them in enough power because they only had the Congress, they didn't have the presidency. Not now. No, they've been, well, they are now, and that's the thing. They've just been saying, since 2016, they've been saying, no, we're the party of peace, not war. But they've been continuing to act like the party of war. The profit off the American government was drying out in Afghanistan and Iraq, so they decided to pull out. Yeah. That's the other thing I want to address here is when we pulled out of Afghanistan and Iraq, that was Trump's decision. Trump said that would happen, and then he dumped that problem on Biden. Biden then did everything wrong. I'm not, then he set the date to torpedo the next president. Right. Exactly. And Biden just went with it. Right. Biden did not do any better. It's just that he's not the one who made that decision in the first place. But now they're using that series of events to say, oh, look, it was the Democrats who botched this. And what we're about to do, what the regime is about to do is get embroiled again like that and then pull out again right before the general election or set the date to pull out and try that move again and hand off whatever problem to the next president. And whoever's next, I bet you if the next president is a Republican, a MAGA, they'll have some way of staying back in the war until it's a Democrat that they can then undermine. I also think that a lot of this was to get, it was because Netanyahu and Israel were like, look, we're going to do this whether you're in or out. And we're like, ooh, let me get in on that. And I think some of it is Netanyahu's pride. I think some of it is to distract from what's been going on in Gaza, because I haven't heard anything about Gaza since the Iran conflict started, since the Iran war started. I remember the last things I heard about Gaza was that Israel was increasing strikes in Gaza and killing more civilians. I've also been hearing trickles of information about Israel attacking Lebanon and pushing further that direction. And so a lot of this is about Netanyahu. I think Netanyahu trying to take land, exercising his imperialism, and then also, you know, distracting from what else is going on. There was zero chance that Israel was going to Leroy Jenkins into Iran. Yeah. So it's I have a thought, and I'm trying to get there, and I feel like the drip is just starting to kick in. This is, I think there's a lot of, a lot to do with oil for Trump. There's a lot of how did all of our oil get under their sand? But there's also a lot of political maneuvering still. A lot of what kind of capital can we keep? And yeah. So, I mean, that's really sort of been the big thing going on. The other, I think the other distraction here is, the other thing it's distracting from is what's going on here in the States. And I know it's only been slightly quiet. Change of power at the head of DHS. We're not, we heard a little bit about it. And there's been some jokes about being promoted to the special envoy of the Shield of the Americas. And bye-bye Noam. And a little bit about Mark Wayne. I can almost get to his last name. But I haven't really heard what his plans are regarding the continued deportment of immigrants. What I've been hearing is how he's supposed to help bridge the gap with Native and tribal Americans. But that doesn't mean anything for what's gonna go on with the deportation and mass incarcerations of immigrants and American citizens who just happen to fit the description. I'm waiting for Hegseth to be reassigned to being the Hammered of America. The Hammered of America? The Hammer of America? I like that. Yeah, the Hammered. Either way, I like it. He has a tattoo in Latin. It says it's something like God's will above all or something. It's it is the antithesis of separation of church and state. There is nothing about that man that doesn't disturb me. The Hammered of America. I like that. I'm gonna, yeah, that's gonna be in there for a while. So I'm really curious to see how this plays out in the midterms. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out in the midterms, because I don't think there is the popular will behind this that they seem to think there is. And I don't think the popular will is going to be behind the party of Trump in the midterms. I do think that there's going to be political fallout. I just don't know if it's gonna be. I'm hoping it's gonna be enough that there is enough checks on his power in Congress, and I'm hoping that those people, like, I don't trust the Democratic Party to not be essentially pro-Israel. I'm just hoping that there are enough people in the Democratic Party who are anti-Trump that they'll try to rein in Israel, at least. I would like to see there be some accountability for Israel. I'd like there to be enough. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I'd like there to be enough humanity in Congress. Can't say those words with a straight face. That they hold Israel accountable for their human rights abuses, while still trying to hold Iran accountable, hold Hezbollah accountable, and hold now I can't remember the Palestinian violent faction. But do something for the Palestinian people. Do something for the people of Iran. Do something for the people of, for the citizens. Help them get out from under these conflicts, these wars that date back all the way. I don't know if we can find that kind of humanity in politics. I don't know if we can ever find that level of humanity in politics again. And I'm not sure it was ever there. Hey, head not right. Right on. You want to, and this goes for anybody else, anybody want to join me in the VC? Because we have got no co-hosts today, which is why I am rambling about this. VC VC is open if anybody wants to hop in. So, yeah, I feel like the humanity. I'll join for as long as possible. All right, thanks. Let's see if we can talk about something a little less depressing. But yeah, the humanity in politics is just not there in this bipolar system in America. So, but you know, we do have the ability to do something about that. Our votes still count. They still matter. Every year in Virginia is an election year. This year doubly so. Vote in the primaries. That's how you get to choose somebody who has humanity. Vote in the off-year elections. Vote in your local elections. Because that's part of how people move up the system. And even if you don't have somebody with humanity in office in your state, you can still influence them for the better by contacting them and annoying them. That does have some effect. Hey, head not right. Hello? Can you hear me? Ah, right.
A little bit of fun that I can hear me? Okay.
You sound a little muffled.
You still there?
There you are. Yeah. All right, now I
All
hear you.
right. That's a
So,
lot better. That is a
so
lot better.
yeah. Why don't you tell the audience a little about yourself? We,
Uh, okay, like what?
well,
Like specifically
I
my
was gonna say,
profession, my relation to
whatever
you,
you're,
but
both of those are fine. Whatever you're comfortable with.
uh, I have been in the medical profession majority of my career. That's like 30, going on 36 years, I think now. I did a lot
Wow,
of voluntary work.
that's a long time for somebody who's only 25.
I know, right? um, yeah, I'll take that hit. Almost 25 again for the second time, very
Right.
nearly.
Almost
Uh,
25 again for the
gosh,
second time. Oof.
yeah, I know. Time, goodness, how it creeps up on us.
Right?
But no, yeah. So I'm 25. Thank you for that. Um, I've been in the medical profession, like I said, 30, almost 6 years. I thoroughly enjoy my jobs. The things that I've done. I have been an emergency medical technician. I have been home care for the majority of it, um, and I have opinions.
And I have opinions.
That's probably the nicest way to say that. I have opinions.
Well,
So
let's get into the opinions.
yeah, by all means. What exactly are we addressing today?
Today we were talking about the war in Iran, which has been pretty much dominating the news.
Right.
And where we were at right before you hopped in was how I'm hoping that somehow soon humanity finds its way into politics and we have the ability to vote for people who are going to stand up against human rights violations in all their forms.
Okay. That's interesting, and I kind of don't know where to begin.
Yeah, that was I had a good, had a good 45 minutes, 35 minutes to get a running start on that before
Fair.
you hopped in, so.
Yeah. So where are you at in your one-sided sort of discussion? Like
I
what were you talking about?
I had just finished saying that, vote in your primaries, vote in your local elections, annoy your representatives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the only way to make change
Right.
happen.
I mean, also continue to protest, show up for the protests, show up for the mutual aid networks out there.
Right.
Let's go back to the broad strokes of where you stand the on the current range of armed conflicts that we are in. That we are
Okay.
either in or avoiding being in.
Great. Uh, well, avoiding being in at this moment is ideal, of course. I think it can be said for anybody, but
I
the
I kind of
my personal view, the first thing that comes to mind, the first word at least that comes to mind is senseless. Um, this is costing us exorbitant amounts of money that we cannot afford. We're already borrowing from so many places that are now not entirely our allies because this was
right.
really messed up how this all started. Uh, it, you know, I don't know. Just
Yes.
sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once too. Um,
I get that, but also I agree with Bear goes.
yeah, absolutely. The frustration level because it's so easy to fall under the feeling helpless and not and inaction. And you're, I mean, you're absolutely making a point about how voting in the not just the primaries, but getting out there and making your voice and your feelings, opinions, whatever known makes it like not physically, but literally relevant. You know,
Right.
they're asking for the people to speak. That's your opportunity. Take full advantage of it. And if you want change, that's how to make it happen.
Yes.
That's one way. And it's, I mean, if you can't make time to get in every time, it's understandable. But I mean, make the time whenever possible.
Right.
It's that important.
I will say there's a war going on that I feel like there are actually two. There's one war that I feel like we should be using heavy diplomacy on. And that's the one in Sudan. And we should be leaning on the UAE to stop funding both sides.
That I absolutely agree with as well. Yes,
UAE
that's
is buying gold from one side
uh,
and selling weapons to the other. And getting
that's crazy.
money, they buy gold from one side, turn it into jewelry, and then sell it back. and then buy and sell weapons to the other side. Like, we can stop what's going on in Sudan by just leaning on the UAE.
They're making the best of their situation too, and they're looking out for themselves and going, like you said, playing middleman, as it were, and
I mean,
it's keeping everybody off their back.
Well, not really. It's keeping the rapid response forces.
The intent.
Oh yeah, but it's really the intent is just to make more money for a very rich company or country. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
Right.
Like I said, they're looking out for their own.
I mean, yeah. But the other one I feel like we should be more involved in. I have to pause before I say this because one should never lightly say we should put boots on the ground.
I agree.
Ukraine, and I do think we should put our troops on the ground in Ukraine. We need that conflict doesn't just need to stop. Russia needs to be pushed back out of Ukraine, and ideally out of Crimea.
I agree.
And
I do.
I feel like this would be the place to.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The place to put troops. You know.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, do you really think that Vladimir Zelensky would allow us to help because of all of the Trumpisms? I think so. I'm not cursing on the
right. No, I think Vladimir Putin, if we got involved like that, Vladimir Putin would start airing out Trump's dirty laundry. And if that...
Well, that's good. What about Zelensky? What about the Ukraine? I mean, I know that they would probably welcome help from anybody, but they may have standards.
Again, they have some standards. I think Zelensky is actually politically savvy enough to navigate accepting help from Trump and waiting it out until there was a different president. I think Zelensky's savvy enough to understand that our entire policy agenda, both public and domestic, could change in the next 2-3 years. Could change drastically. And I think he's feeling pressed enough. I think Ukraine's feeling pressed enough that if the U.S. were suddenly to do a face turn, because we've already done our heel turn, I think they'd be willing to accept that. Now, Putin would... I don't know at what point Putin would go from threatening a nuclear strike to actually using a nuclear strike.
Right.
Because he's starting to run out of soldiers. They've started importing soldiers from Africa. And by importing, I mean tricking people into coming to Russia and then putting them in the military on the front lines.
Right. They're sending home warnings as often as they can. Right. I think it was a Trevor Noah episode that I caught a fragment of, and that happened to be he was talking about that.
Yeah. There was one guy they specifically that had specifically gone viral, sending warnings home. And then
Yeah. Right
they,
before he was executed, I think.
yeah, well,
Put him on the front lines and said,
yeah,
"Good luck, here's a gun,
strapped
aim for
a,
them."
they strapped a landmine to him and told him he was going to be a can opener.
Yeah.
And they sent that video out. They published the video of him being tortured and then that happening. They didn't, I don't think the video of him, you know, Minecrafting it, as we'll call it, I don't think that made it out, but the other part of the video came out and was, I think, released as a warning to other conscripted African soldiers in the Russian army to not do that. So yeah, I feel like, I also feel like if more pressure were being put on Russia, and I don't just mean pressure, I don't just mean diplomatic pressure. I don't just mean
Right.
diplomatic pressure. I mean, if hard pressure, military pressure were being put on Russia, as well as more diplomatic pressure, the Russian people are starting to be dissatisfied. There is dissatisfaction in the populace.
Look at how much pity we've gotten online on social media from Canada, from all kinds of places. They're like, we feel really bad for you. Are you okay? Like, checking on us, you know?
I know. That's every time lockpick. Pretty much every time lockpick pops up, he's like, just blink twice if you need me to rescue you.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely.
you'll always be safe here in Canada.
Right.
Believe me, lockpick, I want to.
If I could, I would.
Yeah.
I know.
I love how Canada's being Canadian about it too. Are you guys all right? Do you guys need some help? Oh, I'm sorry, but you guys look like you're in pretty bad shape, eh?
Well,
Meanwhile,
we kinda
we're
are.
in a dumpster that's on fire, dumping more gasoline on ourselves. No, we're fine, thanks. We got this.
We're just messing around. We're sciencing over here. We're sciencing the
We're
people and trying to figure
sciencing
out how
by
far this can be
God.
pushed.
No, sciencing with God. Science. All right.
Oh yeah, but the bringing religious aspect is a whole other discussion too.
That's a good point. There's a whole lot of, as I was saying about Hegseth and got that tattoo and the fact that they are trying to tend towards a Christian nation terrifies me. I know Christians. I know good Christians. I know Christians who wouldn't tie me to a stake and burn me.
Right.
But
there are a few that
the kind of Christian nation they're trying to turn it into.
Yeah. I understand.
And
some
of these people, I want to, but I want to sit down and talk to individually and look, am I not human? If you prick me, do I not bleed? If you tickle me, do
Right,
I
right.
not punch you for tickling me? Because tickling is not funny. But this, I want to prove my humanity to them. But I can't. These people are
You
so.
just don't think you can't. You just haven't found a way yet. There's bound to be a way.
I'm not human to them. No matter
Well,
what I do, I won't be human. Even though I look human, and by human I
you're
mean
not one of them.
like a white man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm I'm not. I
You're just Jewish enough to get in trouble too.
I'm right. I'm just Jewish enough to get in trouble. I'm pagan and I'm queer and non-binary.
Yeah.
Like that does not I am not one of them and it only takes them a few minutes to figure it out. Also, I'm not going to hide who I am. If
Of course not.
being me in this future God's forsaken America that we're envisioning, if that gets
Mm,
me killed, that gets me killed and I will stand up for myself to the last. That is not
mm.
something I want for other people. It's not something I really want for
No.
me, but
Well, of course not.
I've chosen to be
I see where you're coming
dedicated to
from.
me.
Right.
This,
Like if you were in that situation.
right. And
Hmm.
this is worrisome because I don't have the lack of humanity to do it the other way around. Like, I wouldn't be able to execute Christians just for being Christian. I don't have that in me.
Right. Right.
And it
Because you
just
have, I mean, common sense and empathy and, all kinds of other just I feel personally that would should be considered basic values, basic qualities that
right.
prevent you from harming another despite their differences of whether it be physical appearance or opinion or whatever,
Right. And a certain
non-discriminatory.
it requires a certain respect for life
Yeah,
that
I agree.
I feel like they don't have. And again, that worries me because it means that they'll resort to tactics that I won't.
Yeah.
Which means that I have to put my faith in the universe that it will eventually find justice, that the universe will tend towards justice, which does
Well,
not
that's why.
necessarily square with my scientific view of the universe.
Right, which is, yeah, I was going to say, which is why it's important to be active, proactive,
Yes,
and not just manifest,
but actually do
Yeah,
the work.
yeah, exactly. Put your own boots on the ground, as it were.
Right.
Get your
You
hands dirty.
have
Do
to
do some shit.
bend
Make it known.
we have to bend the arc of history towards justice.
Mhm.
It will bend that way, and I do have faith in humanity as a whole that we will get there.
Mhm.
But we have to put in the work.
I don't know. I'm also of the mindset that history does truly repeat itself. It may be a little different in who the players are, but the and the tactics may change, but for the most part, because we have evolved, that it just we're doomed to repeat these cycles because, as you say, we are human.
Yes. I have hope that we will transcend them.
Mm-hmm.
That as we go through these cycles, each time we'll get a little better somewhere. We'll get a little better somewhere else.
See
And
the
I
error of our
have
ways, as it were.
yes. And I have hope that we won't destroy ourselves before we manage to cycle through enough times to survive. This may be
That's actually,
unwarranted faith, but I do have faith that we might get there.
I think we have a slightly less than 50% chance, but I don't think it's significant enough right now that, I mean, that's not to say that it doesn't still need to be worked on, restoring not just faith in humanity, but structure, really.
Yeah.
But, shoot, my train of thought derailed. Darn it.
That's okay. Have you had anything from the Kush Gang this morning?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Ah.
Of course. Spinning of the wheel and all that.
The hamster got high and the wheel just kept spinning and spinning and
Yeah, I think
spinning.
the hamster
Now
fell
my
off a while
hamster's
ago.
really dizzy.
Uh-huh. I think the
I
hamster fell off a while ago.
I slammed 2 bottles of drip before you got on.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing pretty good
That's all
maintaining.
you.
Huh?
I
What?
said that is 100% you. I couldn't handle that. Call me a lightweight, but
No,
my
no,
God.
no. I have just I am a very expensive date. That's all.
Mm.
I don't want to
Well,
call other
the other
people
bit is what we got.
lightweights.
Half of repeating two of 4 pieces of what were acquired from Firehouse as well.
Oh,
We went out to see my dad and run a couple of errands this morning. So
okay.
yeah,
Firehouse, spelled with a Z, by the way, not to be
that's
confused
great.
with the subs, who do not sponsor this show. However, Firehouse, spelled with a Z, Organics, findable on Instagram at Firehouse, spelled with a Z, Organics, is a sponsor of this show.
Yeah, love
Thank
it.
you for setting me up for that ad read.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They are spelled with a Z.
they
That is a
are.
fact.
Well, I think we accidentally gave Chris into 386 the wrong impression there for a little while because he'd come in and talk about how he just got subs. It's like,
No.
I wish they were a sponsor of the show, but no.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong Firehouse.
Right.
So, let's see if we can't think of something a little more fun. Ooh, I know the other subject to talk about.
What's that?
Maple Festival.
Yes, absolutely.
Because
That is such, yes, positivity. This is something that everybody should try to get out to either this weekend or next weekend.
everybody who's in
It is,
Virginia.
huh?
Everybody who's in Virginia or West Virginia. I mean,
Yeah, that kind of tri-state area.
yeah.
The
Oh, Maryland.
They do this every year. I honestly, I should look up again. I used to know how long they've been running this festival, how many years they've been running the festival, but
Hold on.
because I think they recently had an anniversary.
This is from the 64th anniversary, and I think this was last year's keychain.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this year is 65 years.
They might be doing something a little special then too.
I think so.
I didn't look at the lineup too
I
terribly close, but
I didn't
they
either.
have live entertainment every day. I know that tomorrow it's the Little Cloggers. I think that's going to be amazing. They
Where
always
and
put
when
on
are
a little
they?
show.
You know,
I think that's a noon to 2 kind of thing, if I'm not mistaken. At I think the stage is at the one of the schools.
you
They
and
have
Kat
a
need
little
to.
build.
Oh man, okay. I need to message Kat about that
Mm-hmm.
because we should
They
really.
have all
We
kinds
should
of
really
food
try and get
vendors.
video footage of that. They have food vendors. They do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, do they! They
They
also
have
do
arts and crafts available for sale. Homemade, like, yeah,
pancake
everything with jewels
breakfasts.
and.
They do this pancake breakfast thing
Mm-hmm.
at least
That's
two
right.
locations.
Mm-hmm. Buckwheat pancakes.
Buckwheat, and you could get regular too if you want, and
Mm-hmm. Oh
sausage,
yeah, of course. That's why I said and buckwheat
and
pancakes.
lots of maple syrup.
Oh yeah,
Oh man,
you get to go to the farms and watch them process it
you,
and have
yep.
samples, and of course they usually have a like a little gift shop or whatever so that you can buy certain different amounts, and it's fun. There's the
Maple
trout fishery.
candies, maple
Hmm.
donuts,
Oh
trout
yeah, the maple
fishery.
donuts is always a big hit. That's one of the vendors. That's one of they used to move around every year, but I think they've been in the same spot for a minute now.
The
Um,
best maple
they're always
donuts
packed.
that I
Yeah,
found.
homemade maple donuts. They are delicious. They're
Yeah,
amazing.
the best maple donuts there were from. It was in the middle town, and it was a tent on the main street, and I can't remember if they were Mennonite or not, but I vaguely remember the head coverings.
Oh yeah. No, this I think is a family, and they have a really large trailer because they have the fryers and everything in the from there. But
I their maple donuts are good. They weren't as good the few times I've had them.
hmm,
They were they weren't quite as good as they should have been.
we'll have to taste test again this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
They
You
weren't
get them from your place, I'll get
fresh.
them from mine.
They weren't
Hmm.
fresh. That was the problem. Whereas the ones from the tent were very fresh.
Ours were warm. Ours were warm last year. We ate almost half the box before we got home.
They weren't. They weren't when I got them.
They probably pre-make a bunch of them, and that way they're not staying hot on the,
Yeah.
that way they're not burning the place down, as it
Yeah.
were.
So we'll have to find out. We'll have to find out.
Mhm.
Um. But yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun.
Mm,
I'm
no doubt.
I'm looking forward to every year. Uh, in the third town, there is a little general store
Mm.
that does Brunswick stew.
Ooh.
And usually, what we do is we go all the way to the third town first and work our way back.
Right.
But I'm not sure that's what we're going to do this year.
Mm.
But I also try to get an interview with the store owners every year.
Mm.
I think last year they were too busy to give a very long interview.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, they are they're sort of the anchor interview for me for this
Okay.
trip. But I would like to get other interviews again.
Fair.
Every year I seem to get a couple of interviews
Hmm.
with people.
Um, if he's there again this year, I believe it was last year or the year before, there was a metal worker.
Yeah,
Metal smith.
he politely declined to be interviewed
Really?
by
He
me
talked to us
anyway.
for a while. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
He seemed rather outgoing. I'm a little surprised by that.
He took one look at my boots and my makeup and was like, I gotta think about that.
And like I can, yeah, okay, fair.
He was not certain
He
he
judged
wanted
you.
to be part of my YouTube channel.
Mm. Wondering if it's really a good look for his business, maybe.
Um, maybe.
Mm.
Maybe wondering, yeah,
His
I
law.
mean,
Mhm.
maybe wondering if it's a good look for him socially.
Mm.
You know?
Maybe.
I'm not shy about the fact that there is a political side to this channel.
Mm.
I don't try and hide it from the people I interview.
Right.
Um, it's just, when I do things like the Tulip Festival and the Maple Festival and local businesses, I'm not going in with any political
Intent.
direction and intent. Yes,
Right.
thank you. I'm going in with the intent of supporting local businesses, with the intent
Mm-hmm.
of getting to know the people around me and what's
Mm-hmm.
going on in the world for them.
Mm-hmm.
And
True
that,
social studies,
yeah,
like literal true social. I can't even say it. Social studies.
right. That doesn't necessarily, you know, that doesn't necessarily make it okay for some people to be on a channel that's side by side with heavy political commentary.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people who
I
are like,
know.
no, I'm not,
They'd
you
rather
know,
not. Yeah,
not at all.
because they're afraid that your views will reflect as theirs or be at least taken that way, whether they agree with you or not.
Right. Or association, just that they were on my platform at all means they're associated with me and I am
Right.
divisive.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think I'm not actually that divisive. I mean, most people actually like me and only a few people don't. But that's only what I like to
You're a hell of a
believe.
guy. You're a hell of a guy.
All right. But am I pretty?
Of course, especially in your sparkly boots.
Oh, thank you.
Especially in your sparkly boots.
Thank you. I've stopped. I'm taking a break from the sparkly boots. I've switched over to my buckle shoes.
I noticed that your granny shoes.
Yeah.
Sorry, but they are.
They are.
100%.
I love them. And they still have a heel, which makes them good for my back. But I feel like the soles on the cowgirl boots and the
Uh-huh.
heels were a little
Mhm.
thin. And
Oh.
that's why I kept was continuing to roll my ankle again.
Uh,
Whereas
that's a thing.
the wider, flatter
Sounds like we need to
sole,
have them resold then.
huh?
Sounds like we need to have them resold. Have new
Well,
soles put on, have them cobbled.
I mean, I could do that, but also I just need my ankle to heal before I can start wearing heels that are not wide, basically.
Mm.
It's really what it is. The
That's fair.
soles on the cowgirl boots. The other thing is, like, these aren't nice enough to resole, I don't think. I hate that they are disposable,
Uh-huh.
but they pretty much
So much is
are.
made that way, though.
Huh?
So much is made that way, though. Vehicles, appliances,
Clothing.
any,
Fast fashion.
phone, yeah, clothing, accessories, all that.
Yep.
Absolutely right. It's made to be broken and thrown away.
And
Made to break and get
I would,
recycled or whatever.
if I felt like, if I could take these to a cobbler and be like, hey, can you resole these? I
Uh-huh.
would love to get them resold. But I feel like a cobbler would look at them and go, no,
Yeah.
those are
Probably
not.
end up overcharging you for something that would be, I mean, it
They
would
were
cost you more to have it done than it probably did to have them.
they were $50,
Yeah.
$60. Cobbler is gonna charge at least that much.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
And it's not like if I even if I get rid of the boots, like resell them, it's not like having them resold is going to increase their resale value.
Oh, Well, actually, it might. If you were to flip them on like Poshmark or something.
Oh, I suppose. The fact that they're not real leather,
eBay.
I think would be the killer though.
Well, it's all on how you look at making a buck.
I mean, yeah,
How honest do you feel like being kind of situation? Unfortunately.
I'm past that
So what?
hustler point in my life.
The what?
Hustler.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Oh.
past that point in my life. I mean, I know you and I have done some done some things. We have done some sketchy deals, but
Uh-huh.
we were kids.
Hmm.
We were kids when we did that stuff.
Hmm.
I am not trying to be that person anymore.
Yeah, me either.
Nah.
No, I'm pretty sure I've paid my karma for that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Really close to it.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know that I'll ever have paid all my karma for that because I did. We're not going to talk about what I did. Some of the
Yeah,
sketchy,
no.
sketchy stuff I did.
Yeah, let's not get arrested today.
No. But I definitely, I feel like I'm going to be paying karma for that for the rest of my life.
Mm.
I mean, on one hand, I gotta say, a lot of it was just about survival. It wasn't about trying to get ahead. So I don't feel bad about a lot of it. It was wrong. I'll karmically pay for it. But we were also surviving.
True.
You know? So, I have mixed feelings there.
That's fair. That's very fair. I think that's probably accurate for
Yeah.
yeah. Ooh, we kind of got off topic there for a while. Sorry.
The topic on the stream label is chaos! Exclamation point.
Okay, good. So it's fluid.
Yeah.
I don't feel so bad for tangenting.
Nah. Don't worry about it. We're just I've been trying to think of another subject to talk about that would be light and uplifting instead of heavy and depressing like we started the show.
Right. Let's go back to the Maple Festival. What have we missed about mentioning advertising? A lot of the proceeds. It's a as you said, it's as you informed me yesterday. It's mostly cash transactions, but the money goes to help those particular people in the community, as opposed in those those businesses, as opposed to corporate.
I don't think there's any real corporate involvement. There might be a couple of corporate tables here or there.
Well, like the Exxon and stuff like that. But if you go to the little mom and pop place, that's completely different, is what I'm saying.
Right. And it is the whole thing is very much about supporting the community. You know, I think I'm pretty sure the proceeds from like the pancake breakfasts and stuff go to the schools and go to children's programs, go to stuff for, both municipal programs, arts and not arts, sports and leisure programs, but also community development programs for the kids, I think. I don't know.
That makes sense.
But having briefly looked at stuff as I walked past, that's what it seems like. So, yeah. Oh man, I'm trying to think of other things that we try to see if they're make sure it's a regular, or see if they're a regular occurrence. There have been a couple of booths that we've seen there every year so far. Usually
those,
in the
I think,
arts
were
and
mostly
crafts
indoors.
area. Huh?
Yeah, I was just saying those are mostly indoors, like the school, I think, and they have the classrooms cleared out and tables, like little, like I guess, like you said, booths, whatever, set up, and people vending from there. There's furniture, handmade furniture that's available. That has been consistent. And I believe it is the same gentleman every year.
Yep.
Because it has been the same style every year.
Has some really nice pie chests.
10 press front pie chest.
Really, really nice.
Stuff like, jelly, what do they call them? The jelly stand or whatever. There was, I think he had, if I'm not mistaken, a grandfather clock in there once. He had built a case for a grandfather clock.
Yeah. Was there works in it? Was it working?
Yes.
Did you take a look at it and see if the mechanism was worthy of the case?
It was not. It was not. The case was so much better.
As is often the case these
honestly,
days.
It looked like one of those $100 deals from, some furniture place that he just broke out of the out of the case that it came in, because those are practically plastic. I mean, the wood is so thin and it's brittle. It's been treated
Yep.
improperly. It's basically throwaway lumber that they built those cases out of, and
And
it
how do
honestly
you
looked like it
know
was
all
a
this?
$100 deal that he just took the case off of and built his own. And the one that he built, absolutely superior.
Oh, I'm sure it
Absolutely
is way
superior.
superior. But how do you know all of this about clocks?
I used to I used to apprentice at a clock shop, and that was
Yeah.
actually really interesting because I learned quite a bit while I was there. Anniversary clocks, the
Mm-hmm.
ones that you usually find on grandparents' mantles, were so popular back in the day. You could find them everywhere. They were a very common, as they're labeled, an anniversary gift for couples, um, and they are the mechanisms in those they're similar in some ways, but for the most part, they're so much more complex, and they're actually, hold on to them if you have one. Take really good care
Those
of it. Make sure that you keep the glass dome intact if you can, and
and the
yeah,
spinning ball
hold on
things
to it.
underneath.
Yes, yes, the little spinny ball things under the clear glass dome. Those are actually probably going to increase a little bit here before long.
I'm yeah, and the longer, the more they will. Um,
Oh yeah, I go to
and
a good antique store and find one now.
that was better. Those the works in those were nicer than the ones that you find anywhere today. Correct?
Mm,
Most of the works you
more
find in a
durable,
huh?
more durable, definitely.
Right. Most of the works you find in clocks now are mass produced,
Commonplace and yeah, commonplace and mass produced, and a
disposable.
lot of them aren't even brass. A lot of the fittings inside aren't even brass. Some of them are aluminum, and that stuff gets messed up really easy. I mean, think of all that literally hundreds of little gears and switches and dials that are
Uh,
in the works of just a grandfather clock
right.
face, behind in the box. But yeah, the anniversary clocks are definitely, they're one of a kind. They're really interesting.
So, to change the subject again, what has
Hmm.
been your other major career other than
Flowers,
knew where
plants
I
and
was
flowers.
going?
Hmm.
Plants and
Yeah,
flowers.
yeah, absolutely. I used to work at a family-owned flower shop for many years, doing just about every job under that. Actually, I literally did every job under that roof at some point. Everything from taking orders and entering stuff in the computer system and cash transactions, to merchandising outside on the floor, to take like just basic plant care because they sold plants and dish gardens. Um, I did some
Processing.
arrangements. I did flower processing. I did deliveries when I
You
first
did
started.
arrangements, yes. Which is
Yes, I did.
actually, that's probably one of the most specialized jobs in the place.
Mm, yeah,
Um,
I took over directing the drivers for deliveries for a while,
yeah,
doing the route.
yep,
I literally did every job in that building at some point.
yep.
Um, I also worked for a garden center for a while that went
Was a
under.
nightmare.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. There was a lot of negativity surrounding that situation, but for the
Oh,
most part, the job
man.
was working with the plants. It was therapeutic. I mean, I like getting my hands dirty, and dirt therapy. It's good for everybody, I think. Unless you're allergic to grass.
Right. unless you're allergic to it,
Then you're
it's good for you.
dealing with a lot of potted gardens. But
I'm gonna ask you my 2 interview questions about plant care, just because I think
ooh,
it would
okay.
be about time, like about appropriate. They are, what is one misconception about plant care you would like to clear up? And the other one is, what is something about plant care you want to tell the world?
Okay. Right off the bat, something I want to tell everybody about the plant world. Uh, Indoor plants, outdoor plants, everything needs fertilized at some point. Period. End of sentence. That, I mean, just
Plants
don't
need food too.
don't think that the soil itself is going to be enough, and that rain and water and are all going to be enough, because everything changes. The earth changes, the soils change, the compositions change. The Look at the ingredients, as far as like the, or not ingredients, but the concentrations of nitrogen and uh, all that. And make sure that in addition to, but make sure that yeah, absolutely, please fertilize. Please fertilize your plants. Water and soil are not enough. They may thrive in it, or they may grow in it, but they're not going to thrive. They're not going to blossom every year. They're not going to bush as much as they could. They're not going to be, and it's not, you're not forcing them to do anything. You're feeding them. If you're doing it too often, they'll let you know. Do a little bit of research and on what plants you have and how often they should be, and find out what you should be feeding them um to really get the best results. But absolutely, please fertilize your plants. I can't tell you how many places, how many beautiful farms I drive around that have paid so much money for landscaping, have had trees, trucked in and planted out front, and they're entirely too close together, and they're flowering plants, and they require a lot more feed. They don't do anything to the soil. They just drop them in the dirt, cover them up, put some mulch on it, put some stakes out to, help brace the trunks, because they're yearlings. Excuse me, and leave them, and just expect Mother Nature to do the rest for you. You cannot do that. You cannot neglect your plants. Um, I guess to address the other bit, actually, what was the first question?
A misconception that you'd like to clear up.
Misconception. Okay. Sending plants and flowers for birthdays and anniversaries and special occasions, like for condolence or whatever, is not posh. It's not gauche. It's not. Uh, it's appropriate.
Ah,
It's absolutely appropriate. It's not a class thing. It's not an elitist thing. It's not a but gifts
sending
of plants and
flowers,
flowers are absolutely still, yeah,
it's for everyone.
absolutely. Men too.
Men too.
Men too.
Although I
Some men.
still have a hard time convincing myself to send cut flowers. I would
Cut
rather
flowers is
give
kind of a waste.
somebody a live plant. That's just a
Absolutely.
me thing. Actually, that's not just a me thing. I think that's something that I've picked up from both you and Jen. And probably other people in my life as well. All right.
What else?
I don't know. Um, okay, okay. All right. All right, all right, all right. So,
All right.
okay. I was out in this field the other day, and my cell phone was dead.
Okay.
You don't have to sigh at me like you know this is a bad joke on the way, dog.
Sorry, I'll try to restrain my disappointment. No, I'm kidding.
So,
Sorry. That was mean.
deadpan dog behind me just went. It's like, okay, yes, this again.
Right. Here we go.
Here we go. So, my cell phone had died. I saw this bull out in this field, and I told this bull my cell phone was dead. So he charged me.
Right on. I'm trying. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying.
that. That's ow. That's ow.
That's that. Yeah.
It was worth
There's
the
a.
sigh from deadpan dog behind me. Um,
I'll give you credit for an attempt.
thank you. Give me an E for effort.
Yeah.
E for attempt. Wait, what?
For attempt. Yeah. Right. E for I tried.
Everything begins with an E.
Sure. It does.
It does.
It absolutely does.
Although the song isn't in E.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure it doesn't begin with an E chord. The early aughts DJ and producer Alice DJ.
Yeah.
Early aughts, late 90s.
Early aughts. Early mid aughts. Yeah.
In her most popular album, I don't know if it was her debut album or not, but in her most popular album, she had a song called Everything Begins with an E.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's in A flat or A minor. Might be in C, though. I'd have to pull it up on the DJ station to see, but yeah, not an E. I feel tricked.
A little bit. Just a little, though. I missed I missed your closing yesterday of your DJ set. It made me sad.
Oh, the goth hour.
Yeah, I couldn't make it. Working
That's
all.
okay. That's okay. It's it was very classic goth.
Right on.
I played most of it was stuff that goth bands like let's see, Blondie, Bauhaus, Sisters of Mercy. I played the full, like, almost 10-minute version of Bela Lugosi's Dead. I played, oh god, not Temple of Love. I played the long version, the album version of Temple of Love.
Sweet.
I played the English version of Bloodletting, the vampire song from Blondie. Not the long version. The French version is like a couple of minutes longer or a couple of seconds longer or something.
Oh, okay.
I played Susie and the Banshees Peekaboo.
Classic.
The Cure, Just Like Heaven. And then, and I had to play, because I never play Sisters of Mercy without immediately playing the Mission afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I played the Mission Wasteland right after Temple of Love. And there's a reason I do that. It's because the frontman of the Mission used to be the guitarist for Sisters of Mercy, but the frontman of Sisters of Mercy was such a dick that the guitarist left and started his own band. Not as good a band, in my opinion. You know, it's just not quite as dynamic and with as much gravitas.
Right.
But I like the guy a bit better. So
He's got gusto. He's got moxie.
Moxie, and he's not a dick. Or at least not as big a dick. But after The Cure, I played the Apoptygma Berserk cover of Burn by The Cure. Because I have a sense of humor.
Yeah. Very much so.
Let's see. I also played Carafax Abbey, Little Sister in there, and I can never remember the band name now, but the song is called Bloodsucker. I went from a vampire set into a classic goth set. Pretty much so that I could say, okay, anybody who sat around through these long songs is now officially a goth. If you can listen to all of Bela Lugosi's Dead and all of Temple of Love, you are a goth.
Yeah. You've earned your black wings, as it were.
Right. Exactly. So that I am 50-50 on whether or not I'm gonna DJ this Sunday.
I think you'd be pushing it, but...
Well, yeah. I mean, we should be back in Charlottesville in time I should be back in Charlottesville in time to go to the Leaf for a little bit, and then after that, I'm back on my regular schedule. But I could also, that evening, and should probably, edit the video for the Maple Festival, and try and get that edited and posted.
Right.
So
everybody has to have a day off. Everybody needs to take a day off.
Yeah,
you run quite a bit. Don't overdo yourself a little.
The DJing is like, that is my day off.
Intense. Really?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm glad. I don't know. I think that would take so much more out of you that it would be kind of a little. Me dread it.
It's sort of like going out dancing or going out clubbing.
But you're in control. You're directing the. Yeah, you're directing the.
Yeah.
The ear assault.
I am, which is why it's even more fun. Haha.
Uh,
It is, yeah, I don't dread it. I look forward to it. It really is, I
that's awesome.
kind of want to do it a third night a week. I'm kind of tempted to do it a third night a week, but because of the shows during the day, I do feel like that would be pushing it.
Yeah.
I so I hate to miss a DJ session.
Mhm.
It's also my exercise. You know, it's also how I get my exercise, how I really get my exercise. Because it
Yeah,
really
you are
is,
quite aerobic.
yeah, moving around hard. Well, not hard. No, there's a bunch of the time where I'm just sort of standing or swaying or lightly bopping along, but it's still moving for 5 hours straight. And
No doubt.
some of it is moving really hard.
Hmm.
So, I don't really, I don't know. It depends on, part of it depends on how well it goes at how easily getting interviews and filming and stuff like that goes. Because
Have you considered? Sorry.
if that all goes well, editing could be, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then file transfer is going to be what it's going to be, but file transfer and
Mhm.
posting is going to be what it's going to be. But if the editing's done that quickly, like, I can then go on to DJ without a problem. So, have I ever considered?
Have you? I know you do a bit of this with like the. I don't think it's DJ Ash, but how the one
Oh, Dope Ash.
Dope Ash. That's that. I don't know why I got DJ stuck in my head, but yeah, thank you, Dope Ash. Uh, is that? I don't know. Was that put together by you or somebody local or because my follow up to that is, have you considered being more involved with local musicians and DJs and other, not just
Okay.
like techno and goth, like those genres, but expanding out and trying to
Uh,
like broaden the audience, I guess, for some people, like locally. Because I
Short
mean,
answer is yes.
get an interview out of them too, kind of situation, get their backstory and
Right.
what's driving them, and
Short
you
answer
know,
is yes.
okay,
If I interview Dope Ash, it's not going to be about music.
right, okay, yeah,
I will interview her about the infused teas.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, she is local. She is someone. Um, she is local-ish. She, her main thing is making these infused teas that she sells through the Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, 105 West Main Street. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds. A bud, and the only thing better than their bud is their customer service. Also, they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personally highly biased research, by which I mean I was incredibly high when I did my personal research.
Only way to be, right on.
Thank you for setting me up for another ad read.
You're welcome. Good plug.
Thank you. So yeah, I've thought about interviewing her about the tea.
Mhm.
There is another interview that I want to get, though, and someone I told I would spin their entire album when it drops on my DJ set. Dre King,
Okay.
Dreking, Dre King.
Okay.
And I have spun some of his music during some of my sets.
Uh,
I don't know rap genres well enough to classify it.
okay.
And that's part of why I stick to goth and techno, electronica,
Yeah, go with what you know. I understand
right?
that.
So I would I if I add a third night, I might
Mhm.
I might make it about trying a completely different genre. But I would have to,
Themed night. There you go.
huh?
Themed nights.
Well, yeah.
Themed sets. I mean,
Sunday night
like
is themed
in
of,
depth, like all the way around. That would be amazing.
yeah.
You can do it.
That's kind
I
of
have
how it
faith.
is now. It's just not like Sunday is a themed night. It is the dark rave. It's goth and darker techno.
Yeah.
Fridays are supposed to be a bit less. At first, I was gonna start doing a bunch of rock too. That's why it was
Mhm.
Let's Rock Fridays. But I I haven't figured out how to go from a techno set into a rock set.
Mhm.
So it's sort of stuck with more of the lighter techno,
Right.
the more
I
happy
see what you're saying.
hardcore, right?
Hmm.
Rave, light rave, happy hardcore, even hardcore and hardstyle, but also like the more house based stuff.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's if I added a third night, a third more themed night, I think I could tighten down the theme on Friday to something else as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying about having certain limitations, but um yeah, I understand.
So,
I don't know, I guess I was kind of thinking that like broaden to like I guess like I said to be able to interview the
the locals.
originator.
Yeah.
Yeah, the local
Well,
scenes, I
and
guess plural.
I'm hoping to get an interview with Dre King before he drops his
Yeah,
album.
that'd be good.
I talked with him about it last night. He's local out of Richmond. Believe it's Richmond. And I got I got to preview his album last night, and it was pretty amazing. Like, it was pretty on point.
Mm-hmm. Well, good.
That's what was playing up there. That's what he was playing up there through that speaker.
Nuh-uh. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
He
was
was playing
that was
that for
good.
Big T. He was previewing his album for Big T.
Wow.
That's I don't know if you remember, but both Big T and I went off on him about, dude, every track a single. Save something for the rest of your career, bro.
Right?
Like, don't just
Yeah, well, he was pretty good. He was very
yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
Okay.
So,
I
yeah.
hadn't made the connection prior to that.
So, man, like every track I heard was an absolute banger.
Right on. Yeah, so I pretty sure I could say the same. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest and say I wasn't paying attention 100% of the time. But what I do remember of it was very good.
Yeah. Well, you guys weren't sitting at the table. You were sitting over by the window.
We could still hear it.
Yeah.
He was playing it loud enough, especially when we first got up there.
Yeah. Oh, it's it was pretty fun. Like, I'm down. I'm down. That's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be an album that's gonna be an album that gets some extra personal play. Like, I'll probably listen to that
Special
on my
attention.
own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they deserve.
I don't listen to a lot of music these days when I'm not, like, actually DJing, because, well, because I have to pay attention to politics for my work.
Right.
So, but that may, that one might get some, like, you know what? I think I'm just going to listen to this right now. I'm going to take a break from politics and news and listen to this.
Yeah, it'll deaden your brain.
Or activate it in different ways.
In negative ways,
Yeah. Oh, you
particularly.
mean listening to politics and news will deaden your
Y-
brain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not music. No, music is
I
completely the opposite. It'll bring you alive,
It
depending
will.
on what you're listening to. Yeah, it'll inspire. That's what
I
it's
do
made to
feel
do.
like paying attention to the news and to politics helps keep me sharp, because I'm not just letting it flow in. I am doing analysis on it as I listen to it.
Hmm.
Like, that's the only reason why why I've got it as my primary input source. If I was not doing critical analysis on it, it would just be grinding my brain down to nothing.
No doubt.
But like when I did when I was talking about the political maneuvering going on behind what's going on right now,
Hmm.
that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to, when I listen to it, I'm trying to figure out. Now,
Hmm.
I'm not good at this. I'm not well trained. I'm not well educated at this. I'm not good at this. But I feel like it helps keep me sharp to keep trying.
And kudos to you for putting in the effort, because
Thank
the
you.
more knowledge you have, the better off you'll be as far as being able to protect yourself from the government at this time. Because
Yeah.
unfortunately, I think we're at that stage.
Yeah. I mean, yep. I we are at the protect yourself from the government stage. We are not at the arm yourself to protect yourself from the government stage.
No, I wouldn't think so.
But we are at
But,
yeah. We are at an inflection point at the very least. What does that even mean, Trev? Oh,
it's to stop and think about what the hell you're doing.
right?
I mean, yeah, what's going take us stop and actually pay attention to what's going on around you and how it's affecting you and your children and potential future generations. Because if we keep on this track for too much longer, at the rate we're going, the way that things have been amplified, I mean, almost exponentially, like just the nonsense, just the war, the how it's affecting us, our gas prices, our not just how we're getting along with other countries, but our politics here at home and how it's affecting us specifically directly. It just it's best to stay well armed and to do that. Stay educated, stay up on current events, and I think you're doing a hell of a job because you're helping to inform others.
Thank you.
So thank you for that.
All right. We have actually been going for about 2 hours. I think we're going to rein it in here.
Okay.
Yeah. I was expecting a short show today, but we've managed to fill up some time. And I am also realizing that if we keep going down this road, we're going to get back to upsetting and depressing news. And I want to end it on a high note.
Yeah, fair. I understand that. Absolutely understand that, yeah.
Unfortunately, these days, I pretty much only sing bass. So, I guess we're going to have to end it on a low note.
No, hooray for flowers. Hooray for flowers. The flowers that are pushing through right now. Hooray for Mother Nature and
not
yes,
tulips,
my insistent
daffodils.
Well, yeah, the daffodils are already blooming, but my tulips are insistent too, and my tulips are going to be throwing shoots here for too long. Pretty funny.
My irises.
They got snowed on yesterday, and they're still thriving.
My irises are not happy with life.
Oh, they're so delicate. They're very temperamental.
Well, also, and the black irises were pretty heavily disturbed over the last couple of years. I need to relocate the bulbs, all of the bulbs, really, of the black irises. They're
Don't forget
alive.
to fertilize.
Huh? Yeah.
Don't forget to fertilize.
Don't worry. I have manufactured quite a good deal of really good organic homemade fertilizer.
Yes. High in nitrogen and.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Calcium too, apparently.
Yeah. I could see that. At least yours.
Right. Also, extra added B vitamins for greater growth.
True. Lots of water.
All right, friends. Thank you, Head Not Right, for being here.
Anytime.
Thank you
for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. It was really good. Thank you for showing up and holding down the fort.
Try to.
Thank you, Maddie Holmes. Thank you, Darth Dragonis. Anybody else? No, that was everybody in chat. Thank you, everybody in chat. Thank you, all you lurkers. Stick around for the raid. And now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down, VA, double deuces. I'm out, y'all. Oh, there's the button.